So let's try this again. I thought I had started my live and then I went to check and make sure it was actually working, and it was not working whatsoever. So go figure. Yeah. Technical difficulties. This little guy was supposed to be asleep right now, and you're another difficulty. No, you're not. Hi. Hi, Franklin. Yes. So, Grandma's going to take him in a minute, but yeah, I had been going through my stash this week, and I realized I had a lot of stamps on the same theme, and I was like, yeah, he's a talker. Can you tell? You talk a lot, just like Mommy and Daddy. Yes, you like to talk a lot. So, yep. Hi, that's my face. Uh-oh. Let me check and make sure I actually went live this time, because I thought I was live and I was not. So, yeah, there you are. Hi. You say hi? Say hi, everybody. So the theme was coffee, and I had picked up this thing. Nope, this was my second one I got. The first set I got was the Maker Forte, and they have all these different coffee ideas. And they're really cute, really fun. And I did a live or in-person crop, and people love this stamp set. And so I was like, well, if they love it and I use this like a lot, why not get the rest? So then I got the other part of their stamp set, and then I got they had on HSN, they had another stamp set, so then of course I had to get that, not realizing that I had already most of the sentiments, just in a different font, and most of these stamps themselves. There's a couple of different ones, or differently shaped or differently sized, so it's not all exactly the same, but it's pretty close. But it works for when I do workshops, and people can who really like those sets, because they get used a lot when I do workshops. Apparently coffee is a major thing, because the idea behind it is, if you want to give somebody like a coffee gift card, making a coffee themed card seems appropriate. Yes, doesn't it? It does. So, let me let this little guy go by Grandma. There you go. Thank you, Grandma. Bye-bye. And we are going to start playing. So I pre-cut out a few card bases. And let me know if you can hear me. Make sure my mic works today. I know I've had issues before, so. All right. And I pre-cut out some A2 size card bases. I'm not sure which one I want to start with. Let me cut down a front first. So I don't really have a game plan in mind. I am just winging it right now. I'm flying by the seat of my pants just a little bit, figuring it out as I go. Let's see how that fits in there. Yep, that looks about right. Okay. And let's see, which one do I want? You mocha me happy. Let's do a mocha looking one. I like that idea. So today I am making dinner, and I'm making, what am I making? I am making seasoned chicken and some Mexican rice, and I forget what else I'm making. I forgot, I wrote it down. I actually started my calendar for the first time this year, which it's almost the end of April, so that's not saying much. Alright. And this one I'm just going to start with, "Hi Elizabeth, welcome, welcome. Just hanging out. You just missed Franklin. Maybe he'll come back in a little bit with Grandma." So let's see. I'm going to use the flat white. It's a Color Hive. Yes, my calendar. I'm a little ashamed of the fact that it's taken me that long to get it going. But alas, I said enough is enough. I've had it sitting probably on my shelf at least a week, if not two. And so it started off with just meal planning. Yours is a hot mess. Well, Elizabeth, all I have written down so far is in erasable pen my meal plan for the week, and all I did was I got to Thursday, which is today. So wait, no, I might have something for tomorrow. I can't remember now. Uh-oh, I keep missing this part of the stamp. How come I keep missing this part of the stamp? I know, I'm not giving enough pressure to it. Distracted. This is why I have it on my Stamparatus, so I can keep doing this until I like what I have. Alright. That'll work for me. Now, because I'm crafting by the seat of my pants, I'm going to attempt some clear embossing powder. How is the sound, Elizabeth? Because I didn't get to test it out. So I have no idea if it's terrible or not. Alright. And nope, it's not juicy enough. Okay. I wondered. It seems like my pad needs a little bit of re-inking. I may have used it a little too much, which is fine. So the embossing powder is not going to work in this situation, which is all good. That means I'm going to move on to my next idea, which is, let me see, where's my... So one of the things that comes with this set is a little coffee cup outline, so you can see it. It sounds good. Okay, thank you, Elizabeth. That helps. So I have no idea what people can hear and what they can't. So I am flying blind today. So let me put this back into my Stamparatus. And I'm going to be traditional and just put it straight out. I'm going to use some Distress Oxide for the outside. I'm just going to use a standard black. Nothing terribly fancy here. So what are you doing, Elizabeth? Since you're done with your... You just finished your video. I hope you're relaxing. Alright. Now... Ooh, that was loud. There we go. I have an idea. And I don't think it's going to work. Never mind. I will save that idea for something else. Let me just do some black embossing powder on this instead. It would help if I had all of my embossing powders out, prepared to be doing this, but apparently I cleaned up a little too much. So, this is what happens. Oh, gotta run to the store. Well, isn't that silly? The kids want to eat stuff. Well, good luck running to the store. Hopefully, you can get them what they want. Yes, I am cooking tonight, so I had to run to the store earlier today to finish getting everything that I needed to make dinner tonight. So I won't be on a super long time, especially because I don't think any of my children are sleeping right now. I think all three of them decided, hey, nap time? We're skipping that today, Mom. Hope you're okay with that. All right, so we're just going to use some super fine clear embossing powder. Scratch my original idea, which is okay. All right, I'm going to heat this up now. So now that I have it heat embossed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in the lines of the coffee cup. I am going to use my Ohutu markers, my alcohol markers, and let's see, what color cup do I want? Let's do the pale mauve. I always try to check my colors on a scrap piece of paper. Let's see if I have one. Nope, this is as scrappy as I've got, so just make sure that's the color I want. It might be too brown. Let's see if I have something more pinkish. All right, this one might be it. That's too orange. All right, apparently I'm being too picky today. No worries. There we go. All right. It's more of a pinkish brown, which is fine. So now I'm just going to color in the inside of the cup. Just give it a little pop. The nice thing about when you've embossed your fine lines that you're coloring inside of, there's a little raised edge, so it kind of helps you keep the brush inside the lines. It's a trick I do when I'm being lazy or in a rush and I don't have a lot of time to sit and color peacefully, like the children are calling me. I gotta finish coloring a little cutout or whatever in 5 minutes or less. So that's my little trick. You don't have to do it. It's just something I prefer to do. Alright, so now let me give a little highlight to it. Let's try the fruit pink. That might work. Nope. That's too orangey still. There we go. Alright, the honey. I mean shadow, not highlight. I knew what I meant. So now I'm just sloppily going around the edge, kind of creating a convex look around the edge of the cup. I'm not doing a full line, I'm doing more of a stippled line. Something that's used a lot in cartoons. Elizabeth says embossing is a multifunctional tool. Yes, it is a great tool, especially for lazy folk. Like if I don't want to foil something, but I think it needs to be foiled, I'll just emboss it instead. Because I'm too lazy to go through the foiling process, heat up my laminator, all that stuff. No, don't get me wrong, I am addicted to foiling. But yeah, embossing does guide you a little bit. All right. And I went a little outside the line. That's fine. No biggie. All right. So that is the inside of the card. Let's see. How do I want to do my background? Sometimes I think about my background after I've already done my stamping, which sometimes works in my favor and sometimes does not. So let's see. Let's do a masking technique. I feel like doing masking. I hope you can hear the little man. He is having a blast playing with his toys. Oh, that's the one I already have it in the thing here. So I'm actually not even going to restamp this. I'm just going to be lazy and put the excess ink down here. Now, there are easier ways to do this. You can purchase some masking tape that you can either cut out or you can use with what's it called? With your dies. But I am not that fancy. I don't have any masking tape. I don't even have Post-its near enough by that I can do that either. So we are going to create a background after the fact. Because once again, this is flying by the seat of your pants. Crafting. A lot of times I will notice that the creative flow happens better when you don't have an idea in mind. You just go, I'm going to make something with this. Now I got to figure it out. And a lot of times that's just how that's going to happen. I am excited though. I will let you know, for those who watch these sublimation videos I do, I will be posting another video, I believe, tomorrow. And I have several requests for a sublimation project that I have done in the past, but don't have any samples of left. So now I gotta make some new samples, and that'll be fun. Yes, last minute crafting is kind of my thing. Even when I teach classes, I generally don't come into the class with a real game plan. I just say, we are doing this specific theme. Here's what you can do, and do what you want with this, or this. And if you want me to teach you further techniques, I will do that. And that's usually how it works, because everybody at all different levels can do that. All right, so now I'm going to take this off the Stamparatus that you can't see. Sorry, it's off to the side. And I'm going to put this on a stamp block. All right, can't tell if the little man is having fun or if he's just getting upset. All right, and I am going to use a different color for the cup, so give me a moment to find the color I want. I'm going to use the Memento Luxe for this one. So I better clean off my stand because I don't really want to have black bleeding onto this. And of course, I cleaned up so well, I don't even know where my stamp cleaner is. Oh no. Alright, that's what microfiber towels are for. Oh, I did find it. There we go. It's under the microfiber towel. That's a great place for a stamp cleaner. Under the thing I'm using to clean it. Fun times. Alright, so I use the Maker Forte Squid Buster, but if you have water, it'll work too to clean your stamps. Alright. And here's the thing about crafting. Sometimes I will have a theme or an idea in my head and it won't work. And you know what? I've already changed my mind. We're not going to use a stamp. Even though it's freshly cleaned, I want coffee rings instead. Like as if the coffee cup is being set down and leaving rings on the table. So I've changed my mind again. Yay! This is called Creative Redirection. You use water and a rag. Yeah, that's typically what I use. I just don't know where my water is right now, and I got the Squid Buster for free with one of my orders, and I like it. It's pretty nice. So eventually it'll run out, and I'll just be back to using my good old rag and water. My rag is like terribly dirty and probably needs a good clean though at this point. All right. So we're just going to make a background where this coffee cup is just leaving a hot mess everywhere. And I don't really need a clean, crisp line when I'm doing this stamp, mostly because that's not the point. Distressing is the point. The point is I'm showing that this coffee cup is being naughty and leaving rings on the table. I always get upset at my husband when he'll put, well, we have a newer dresser, and he'll put his coffee or drink on the dresser. And I'm like, babe, coasters, like, this is like the one nice thing we have. We need a coaster. Come on. And I'm not typically like that, but yeah, when it comes to something that you paid a little extra for, it's like, come on. But I do it too. I forget sometimes too, especially our side tables in our bedroom. I always forget to put a coaster, and then I'm like, oh, dang it. So then I have to go run, grab myself a rag or a towel and figure it out. So, and I'm going to probably do a little bit of ink blending. Now that I'm looking at this, I need to add some shadowing or a vignette look to it. But so far I'm liking this. This look is not too shabby. Alrighty. So Elizabeth, what is for dinner? That's the important thing. Have you decided what's for dinner? Alright, there we go. Almost done. Just trying to figure out how sloppy I want to be on this side. Choo. And let's see, I want a little bit of that. Yep. All right. Yay. Oh, I missed a little bit on that. That's okay. No worries. This isn't meant to be perfect. So that's an easy, quick way to create a mask. And let's see, hubby is making ham. fried rice with leftover ham. Wow. That sounds interesting. We don't eat ham in our house except for when we're on vacation or out of town. But it does sound delicious. I love ham. I do. All right. Now we have several sentiments. And now I've got to narrow it down. All right, we have we're a perfect blend. Espresso yourself. Give it a shot. Live in La Vida Mocha. Yeah, I'm going to do the Live in La Vida Mocha. Oh, kids just need lunch stuff. Yeah, we went to Sam's Club today and we stocked up on lunch stuff because my dad, he is 75 currently. 75? 76. Nope, 76. Oh my gosh, I don't know how old I am. He is 76 years old and he just went back to work in person. And sometimes he says he'll be retiring soon. Other times he's like, I don't want to retire. I like working. So we'll see what he decides to do. But, yeah. He likes his job. This one's just going to be a just for fun card. So I'm going to just do the Living La Vida Mocha. Oh, I want to do ink blending first before. Nope. Just kidding. I'm going to do the sentiment. I'll do the ink blending after. Since I already have it out, might as well. But anyway, so we went to Sam's Club today and we stocked up on lunch items for my dad because he now has to take a lunch to work a few days out of the week. Oh, yeah. I'm like, well, sucks to be you. Sorry you had to spend 2 years inside the house with all of us, making all this noise all the time. So, he doesn't mind, though. He just like me, he'll let the littles run in and say hi on his Zooms or whatever, his meetings. Like, there's an occasion where he'll go, okay, no one can come into the room. I need absolute quiet. Which is fine. I totally get it. Alright, I'm going to darken this one up. Actually, I'm changing my mind on the color I want. I think I want to pop this up with a gold. So we are going to emboss it with some gold. But if I don't get full coverage, that's a-okay because I'm looking for a distressed look anyways in the long run. So, no big deal. Alright, set that aside. It's nice because our rice base, we add whatever we have handy. Lazy fried rice. Yeah, I would be doing that too. I have done lazy fried rice, usually with chicken, where it's like, I don't know what to do with this. There's just only a little bit left to add for taste. And yeah. I'm like, oh, we have eggs. Okay, let's make this happen. It's a-okay. All right. I better heat emboss this before it goes away. So now I'm getting a little thinking about it, and this is not popping up as much as I want to, so have a fix for it, but first I'm going to distress my edges a little bit. So I'm just going to take the flat white color and I'm going to bring in a little bit of blending to create a slight vignette. If you don't want to do any brush blending, you can also just do this technique where you're scraping the edge. But today I want to do a little ink blending. Kind of ages the card front a little bit, makes it look like it's coffee stained too on top of everything. There's rings, there's stains. Man, this person really just took care of the card, right? So, Elizabeth, oh wait, did I mention what I'm making for dinner tonight? I don't even know. I might have earlier. I'm not sure. But I can't stay on long because I am making yellow rice or Mexican rice, and I'm also making platanos or plantains, and I'm making some seasoned chicken. And it's going to be delicious, but it takes a little time to prepare, so I have to do it in probably a half hour. I got to start cooking because it's going to not be a happy situation. We'll have some really extra hungry people. And I have to leave the house at like 6 o'clock. Oh, okay. I did mention what I was making. I know what I forgot to mention was the platanos. I forgot that that's what I'm making, which is the most time intensive thing because it's cutting plantains and then smashing them and frying them, which I've decided to do a different technique for smashing and frying them. So now what I'm doing is I'm just creating a little bit of let's say, what is it called in Photoshop? It would be a, overlay, basically a outline of the sentiment just to give it that little extra pop. If I weren't lazy right now and wanted to fussy cut, which I don't, I could have easily put this up on a separate piece of cardstock, and I could have popped it up on some foam tape, but I don't feel like fussing cutting right now, so this is what we're ending up with. So basically I'm creating like this shadow / outline to distinguish my lettering. So if you ever see that your lettering is blending in with your background, especially if you're creating a one-dimension card like I am right now, you can easily do that with either, this is a white metallic marker. I literally got this from the Dollar Tree. It is nothing fancy really. It's just something like a means to an end. I've used white gel pens before. I've used, gel pens are usually what I end up using if I'm not doing this. I've actually even used chalk. And it creates a slightly different look than I want right now, but I don't even know where my chalk is anymore. I think my children have run off with it. I have a nice little box of chalk, and it's long gone at this point because I haven't seen it for quite some time. So this is just a fun little card to send to a friend. Especially if they were a previous Ricky Martin fan in their youth. Alright, then they would understand it. And just to get a little bit of the white off of my sentiment itself, I'm just going to go back with my my microfiber towel and just wipe off the little extras that I accidentally drew over. And there we go. So it stands out, it pops out a little bit, and that's my first card front. So I'm going to just put it on the card base. Let's see. This one is a little more distressed looking. It's not a plain color. I forget where I got this. I think I got this paper from a grab bag, actually, from someone. I can't even tell you who, but it was way, way long ago. So since I don't have any foam tape on here and I feel like it needs a little dimension, we're gonna just pop this base up on some foam tape. It's very difficult for me nowadays to not have a card base without some foam tape. But yeah, I think I do have time for another card front, so I'm going to think a little bit ahead while I'm putting this foam tape on. All right, I think I'm going to use a stencil, a knockout stencil that came with the set. This set is just so much fun, and I literally, even though I use it a lot, I haven't even used all of the stamps yet. I'm noticing a couple that I'm like, oh yeah, I really like that one, but I have yet to use it on a card, so go figure. Although, I don't know that I'm running out of foam tape, it looks like. I don't know that I'm going to make it through a full card. We will see. We will see. No, that's enough. That should be fine. I don't use that much foam tape. Thank you, Elizabeth. I think it's very fun. A little different. Nope. So hopefully my littles decided, because Mom isn't paying attention to us anymore, we'll go to sleep now. Probably not, but it's wishful thinking, right? And there you have it. There's a card. So I will set that one aside and back to square one. All right. So, I have this piece of scrap paper that I can use for a card front. And cut it down a little bit. See, I'm going to probably put it on this back thing. Yes, the case of the missing chalk, Elizabeth. It's interesting because I actually use the chalk for my boards when I do shows, when I sell my stuff in person, because people still do that. I use those for like the pricing boards. Yeah, it's good enough. Let's see. Now, all right, I need some tape. And what we can do is ink blend. There's some inserts that come with a mask, and you can ink blend the center of your cup. So I'm going to do the ink blending before I actually put the ring around the cup, because that's just how I feel like doing it. I've used the heart one before. I've used this one before. It's spring. Let's use the tulip looking one. So for the middle, I'm going to put, actually, let's let's ink blend the back first. That makes sense, right? I'm doing things backwards today. My brain is thinking last step first, first step last, apparently. Which is okay, but not okay all at once. So I'm going to tape it down. I'm going to do some lazy taping because I'm not really going to be super careful about it. And I'm going to ink blend. Let's do the, let's see, I'll use the Frappe. Switch my brush. I'm going to do Frappe on this. Get lots and lots of color off of it. It's a silicone pad, so sometimes it works with my brushes and sometimes it's a little difficult, depending. All right. And now I'm going to blend some of the flat white. We're going to give this blending some dimension with the two colors. They're fairly similar. One's more of an orange tone, one's more of a brown tone. And I'll do the edging with the Frappe. I don't want too much of it because what's going to happen is the middle is going to be a different color altogether. There we go. Now, so there's a little too much orange on this corner. I guess you can't call it a corner because it's a circle, but you know what I mean. This edge corner, but I don't know. All right, whatever. Now I'm going to add this little tulip on top. And this is going to be like the foam. I've done the foam in some different 3D mediums, and there's no medium I was like, ooh, yes, I have to use this every time. So, here, actually, this is too slippery right now. I gotta take some of that ink off. It's making the stencil slippery. All right, that should be better now. So, until I find a medium that works and actually makes me think of the white foam from, actually this is not, it's like slipping out. So I'm going to improvise and just do this. We're gonna do top and then we'll do bottom because for whatever reason it's slipping out. Go figure. Technical difficulties once again, because that's just the kind of day we're having. Yahoo. Alright, and I'm going to use my littler blending brush now with the Distress Ink Picket Fence. And if I did it right, it should create more of a foam on top. Just gonna get my fingers all sticky and wet. That's fine. No worries. The tape's more of a general here. Let me help you. It's not really helping completely. Oops, especially when it moves like that. Okay. That's okay. This is a super fancy foam design. I think people expect that it's not going to be perfect. Sometimes I've been to coffee shops where like they give me my drink and I'm looking at the art that they put on top and I'm like, how? And I'm saying that as someone who was a barista for several years. Like I was actually barista trainer at Starbucks. I made drinks till I was blue and red in the face. Like I made a lot of drinks. So I know how to do latte art, but some of the latte art people would come up with, I was like, I've got nothing. Like I can't hold a candle to you. Really cannot at all. So there we go. Now it's super pretty. So I added all the dimension in the back, so even the foam top kind of looks like it has a bit of that color in it, but it's not overly saturated, so you definitely can tell there's foam, and it kind of blends too, like you can see some of the shadowing here. So I like this technique. I definitely like the Distress Ink Picket Fence. It's a good investment to find a good white. Still on the hunt for an even brighter white, but that's just me. I feel like I'm always on the hunt for other color sources too. All right, and I'm going to go wash something real quick, so I will be right back. All right, I am back. I had to clean some of this stuff off because I wanted to use it, and because I let it sit too long, it dried a little bit. And yep, that's the thing about letting stuff sit too long, is it'll dry out and it becomes not usable until you actually put it under a running faucet. Yay, good times. All right, and now I'm going to do the coffee cup. I'm going to angle it a different way. Line it up as best as possible. If it's a little off, it's all right by me. And let's see, we're going to do a silver embossing on this one. So I want it to be a little standout-ish. Not silver glitter. That's the first one I found. Okay. Good. Metallic silver. We're going to use some Wow embossing and metallic silver. And some hickory smoke. A nice bright silvery color. If I cleaned off my desk here more, you would be able to see that I'm now putting ink onto I'm doing the Distress Oxide on my Stamparatus. But alas, I am being lazy and not cleaning up. And let's make sure it goes through. Let's do a little bit more. I'm just a hair off, which is okay. If I were really picky, I would go back and reblend that little corner, but I'm not being picky right now. So, no worries. That is the bane of doing this backwards, of doing step 5 before you do step 3. So, that's all on me. All right, one more time. And now, going to add my metallic silver. Just give it that little extra pop. And because I didn't fully let the inside dry, that's why I'm angling it just a little bit. And I'll come behind and brush it too. Slightly more tedious if you're lazy and forget to, or not lazy, if you just forget to do what you meant to do, which was to let the card dry fully. No worries. Not a big deal. Oh yeah, it definitely happens. I think I forget so much sometimes that it's like, well, all right, that just automatically makes almost every video, everything I do by the seat of my pants type of activity. Because I think I'm that kind of person that even if I wrote it down, put it on a post-it in front of me, I would still forget to do it. So we're doing a little cheater sheet, and I'm just brushing off where it caught on the inside. It's not super damp on the inside, but it's there enough that it'll be noticeable. Hi, baby. My hubby just joined the live. Welcome, welcome. I'm fixing my mistakes. All right, and I'll just tap a little extra excess. Okay, now I can do the heat embossing. Oh, by the way, this is the time where you talk amongst yourselves while I make all this noise. Okay, so fun thing for you guys. Apparently I completely missed. I don't know how I missed that. So I have 2 options. One, I can restamp it and emboss it again. Or number 2, I can just take my little bullet pen here, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my Distress embossing pen and draw that in so that I can get some, at least a little bit of silver, so it doesn't look like I completely messed it. I don't know. That's what happens. Hubby, you joined the live, and it's my mother-in-law who's joining via my hubby's account. Hi, Mama. All right, so I am drawing it in. There we go. All right, I think we got it. Well, now I need to page my mom and let Franklin come join us live again. All right. Now let's bring back more. And Elizabeth, yes, I stopped trying to focus on getting the emboss or the anti-static powder a while back. I will do it sometimes where it's a very intricate design or it's a lot of lettering that I don't want extras around, but more times than not, I am distressing my paper anyways. So yeah, it's it's a hit or miss when it comes to anti-static powder and letting things dry. Yeah, I just always forget usually. All right, now I fixed my little mistake. Ta-da! Awesome. So let's see. I'm going to reuse my little mask that I made before because once again, I was more focused on creating my cup than actually the background. And I spilled some powder. Great. More cleanup for me to later. Yahoo. Alrighty. No worries. I need to clean up anyways. I had it all nice and cleaned up, ready for my live. I was supposed to do a live on Tuesday this week with Debbie J. Debbie J's Crafting Corner. If you haven't checked her out, check her out. She's amazing. And she wasn't feeling well, and so I was like, all right, let's push it back. So we pushed it back a week, but I had everything all nice and clean, cleared off, ready to go, anticipating doing this live with her, and yeah, well, now we're back to a hot mess. Okay, so just to catch you up, I am making card fronts out of the, I forget what the name of this stamp set is. There's like several stamp sets. It's basically all coffee themed stamps. And I can pop in a link below if you want to check the stamp sets out. I believe they still have them. But, let me find a stencil I like. Here's a stencil I like. Yeah, that'll work. So, wait, is that going to work with the flower? Yeah, that should work. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. And part of it is my fault because I'm doing several projects all at once. Okay, I have an idea that's going to make my life simpler. I'm actually going to tape my coffee cup since it's not a real mask, I'm going to actually tape this to my stencil. So let me line up my stencil how I want it. Looks about right. Now I can make sure the stencil doesn't move, or the coffee cup doesn't move under the stencil. And of course I moved it before I taped it down. Oh, fun times. Again, this is what happens when you're crafting by the seat of your pants. Not everything works right. And because it's alive, you cannot edit it out. I mean, I could go back and edit it out later, but, what's the fun in that? Everything does not have to always be perfect. I'm just saying, I have 3 small children. I have learned to live with grace when it comes to my children. And knowing that not everything will be as planned. But you can keep planning. It's okay. I have friends who they plan stuff as if their children aren't going to mess up the plan. And it's really cute. I swear, it's really cute. But I'm like, nope, children have a mind of their own. They have their own agenda. They are going to make up their own rules. Just saying, that's just how that's going to play out, man. So, oh well. All right, I'm going to use, this is called English mustard. It's a pretty color. It's a little more orange than yellow, I would say, but it's pretty. So I'm not going to do full coverage. I'm going to do messy coverage. And I'm going to just do a single color blend on this because we have enough colors going on in the middle and I want to make it stay poppy. I think if I added a second color on the background, then it would detract from the coolness that is inside the cup already. I'm just saying. So this is more of a hint of a stencil than a... Alright, there. Beautiful. Yeah, I got yelled at last week though by my mom because if you've seen these before, I share a craft space with my mom and she gets the other half of the table and my half of the table was encroaching on her and she was not happy about that. All right, now I'm going to go in and ink blend a little bit into... I'm not going to use the alcohol markers this time. I'm going to use a water-based. This is actually just a water-based brush set from, or it's a dual tip set, but it's from Amazon. It's a cheapo one, but I like it. I cannot complain. I think they're fun. Although, let me see if I've got a slightly lighter. No, I don't have a lighter silver. No worries. That just means I gotta make my brush strokes a little lighter here if I want to do any dimension. Yeah. It's all good. So, one day, everything will have a home and I will always have things in their place. Maybe. Probably not. All right. And I think I'm going to give up in the trying to blend, or not blend, but trying to do different shades of this gray because it's more coming out smudgy than anything. So what I'm going to do instead, I have an idea and I'm going to do it and then we're going to call it a day on this card. I don't even think I'm going to put a sentiment on this one unless I find one I really think fits perfectly because it's just so pretty. Or I put it inside. I can always put the sentiment inside. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Dollar Tree Crafter Square white metallic marker. And I'm going to just add a little dimension by doing that same stippling technique I did on the last one. Because why not? And I'm going to do it on the inside instead of the outside. If I were really going for a full convex, I would probably do it on both sides, but this is a video and I'm trying to do things quickly because I gotta go make dinner in a couple minutes here. Elizabeth, you don't put a sentiment on the outside? I don't know that I've ever noticed that. Now I'll have to go look back. Sometimes the artwork speaks for itself and you don't need sentiments. Just saying. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I mean, I could create an insert in the card where the gift card could fit and all that stuff, but meh. Who has time for that? Maybe one day when I'm like, all right, I've made 5,000 cards with this stamp set. I need to up my game. All right, there we go. Thank you, Elizabeth. You said it looks fabulous. I think it's pretty fun. All right, but I am going to, I did overdraw on that one. So let me underdraw on that instead. All right, let's throw it on my card base here. Move that out of the way at least, so I have some type of space. So I make my card bases. If I haven't used one that was pre-made for Michael's, I actually make mine on the Cricut because I don't have one of those scoring pads, or I have the bone folder, but I don't have an actual scoring mechanism or anything. So yeah, maybe one day, we'll see. All right, so I'm just going to use some art glitter glue because I don't need foam tape on this after all. If I want to add a sentiment later on the front, I'll use the foam tape for that. No biggie. That, and I just don't want to cut out. I'm being lazy now. I don't want to cut out foam tape. You have a hard time placing the sentiment? So my thing is, just being honest, I don't care if the sentiment is a little bit crooked, because I'm of the school of thought that just becomes a different version of dimension. Not everybody thinks that way. Not everyone likes that look. I get it. Some people, everything has to be perfectly lined up. They use their T-squares. That's good for you. It's just not my thing. So if I put a sentiment and it's off kilter, guess what? Jewels go there. Or some other type of artistic distraction that it's not straight. Which I'm assuming that my hubby is the one who just said nice microfiber, because we used to use these microfiber towels to detail cars with. Now I'm just reusing and repurposing because that's what you do when you're on a budget. And yeah. All right. So I'm going to look at the sentiments. I'm going to at least consider putting a sentiment in. Oh, this one's kind of fun. It says, "You're magnificent. Otherwise, give it a shot." Yeah, let's just keep it simple. And "You're magnificent." Oh, no, I take it back. This one is going to be a brighten up somebody's day. This one says, "Every little thing is gonna bean," as in coffee bean all right. I'm just saying that's pretty cute and clever. So we're going to put it on the inside. And I will heat emboss it just because it is when you have like a slightly darker color on the inside, I feel like it just needs a little extra help popping. That's just my opinion, though. I could be completely wrong. All right. And where did I put my... Oh, nope. Oh, no. I've lost my embossing powder. Somehow, I've lost it. I do not see it anywhere. Ah, I found it. I put it back. Serves me right. Or no, I didn't actually use this. I've only used clear, silver, and gold. Just kidding. All right, I'm going to use... See, short-term memory here. It's going away. I'm going to just use some ebony just to give it that little extra darkness to it. And... this is a glossier paper, so it's not letting it stick as nicely as I want, but that's okay. It will still look good. All right, now you can talk amongst yourselves again. All right. It's popping. Oh, okay. Does that mean that my sound is popping? Sorry. That's what happens when I put on my heat embossing. All right. So there you have it. We have our 2 completed card fronts and actually have them on bases. Sometimes during these lives, I don't put them on bases just because it takes more time. But there you go. There you have it. Simple enough. Funny enough. I'm sure if I find more ideas, I will make more cards with these stamp packs and the stencil pack with the knockout stencil. But yeah, thank you for joining in on the fun. I hope you enjoyed today and have a wonderful day. I'm going to go start cooking like a mad woman and smashing my platanos. Yeah, I love it. It's fun though. All right, so have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful evening, whatever your time zone is. And I've got foiling coming around the corner. I may or may not be working on some designs of my own. I will be hopeful that I can. And I have sublimation coming up around the corner. I think I'm dropping another sublimation video tomorrow, I believe. And yeah, it should be fun. And oh yeah, I have another hair bow. Actually, a couple of faux leather videos coming up soon. So don't forget to check below. I have some links dropped in there. Check out our shop. Check out Hubby Shop, his channel too. And thank you for coming in and enjoying the fun. The little guy is screaming down there, so that doesn't mean that means that Grandma's not gonna bring him back up to say goodnight to everybody. But have a wonderful evening, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.